It was pretty low budget and kind of cheap, you know. And it's funny because they signed off on it, the record label, Geffen signed off on it until it really came about. Then they were pissed, you know. But like, they're like, you didn't cater anything for these guys? And I'm like, we had these like, they call them Lunchables. It's like Oscar Mayer lunch meat, you know, and a little package with some cookies and a cracker.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we got. They were not happy. It wasn't the band that wasn't happy. It's the record label that wasn't happy. That's the thing. Yeah. You know, it's once you get all these people involved, it's a different thing. Record label was pissed at me because I didn't have a caterer. You know, if I doing it again, I'd have, you know, 2 big bottles of Jack Daniels sitting there waiting, you know. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have had a bigger production, a better pool, catered food, all that stuff. I would have had a chef there cooking up fabulous creations, and I would have shot the van on a day at a time when they had a couple days off. But this was just kind of like flying, you know, seat of the pants. It turned out to be kind of shitty weather, and then the pool motor had broken, so the water was kind of cloudy, and it was difficult, you know. And then Chris Novoselic and David Grohl showed up on time, and then Kurt was a couple hours late, so it was hectic. And in the end, I think the management wanted, I know it's weird to say this, but they wanted a more glam shot of these guys. They're like, well, we don't like Kurt's hair, you know? And so they were really unhappy with it. They had to piece together 3 different pictures and make it into one poster. And I don't think anybody's ever really seen it, you know?
Really, yeah?
Yeah, I think it ran like in the LA Times one time and then boop, disappeared.
Jeez. So how long, I mean, you mentioned that Kurt showed up a few hours late. How long was the whole shoot in general? Do you remember?
I would say, it evolved my whole life for a little while, but, you know, we probably got to the pool at like 7 in the morning, and the talent was probably arriving at supposed to be there at 10. Kurt probably arrived at noon, went right to sleep as soon as he got there, slept for a couple hours. We were all freaked out about waking him up, and eventually had to wake him up. And I think we spent about maybe an hour and a half shooting. Guys were really good. They worked really hard, all 3 of them. And Kurt, he didn't enjoy it. He's not really a water guy. But we got through it. And so those images, you know, they sort of died on me in that I went from being like this like hot shit dude who did this album cover to being the asshole that fucked up the Nirvana shoot.
You know, considering the label wasn't happy with your work, even though I think you did a great job, is there
Thank
anything
you.
You're welcome. Is there anything you would have done differently in hindsight?
Yeah, I would have been just a little more pro. I would have had a beautiful pool. I would have had a chef there cooking up fabulous creations, and I would have shot the van on a day at a time when they had a couple days off, and I would have shot him in the late afternoon,